So tonight we're just going to have a conversation, you guys, about people getting started and, once we have them join our team, they've signed the application, what do we do? Does anybody struggle with like, oh my gosh, how do I lead somebody? Or if I'm brand new, what am I supposed to do? Anybody question that?
Yes.
Okay. So Deb, by the way, you guys, Deb has been on before, but Deb is here in Denver. She's a teacher. And she's actually the mom of Arlen, who is my daughter's boyfriend. So I'm just so excited to have you here. Tell us what you worry about getting started.
I don't know. I just worry that I don't know how.
Okay.
Way outside of my comfort zone.
Okay. Anybody else? What do you guys worry about? How about helping somebody get started? What do you worry about?
I worry about overwhelming people sometimes. Like how to give them the info they need without vomiting.
Yeah, and then like, oh, this is way too much and I don't want to do it anymore.
I'll second that one. I'll second that because I'm like, okay, how much do you give them at the beginning and what's the right thing? And then I think there's just I think sometimes things get mixed up between what different people are doing. So it's hard to know what way to go.
So we're going to keep it super simple for you guys. I'm going to share with you what I do, and any of you guys want to pop in and share anything different, you're welcome to share. And that's a great thing, is there's really no right way and no wrong way. It's kind of what works. And I will tell you that when I first started building my team, I tucked people into Juice Plus and into joining our team and right out of in the same conversation, because I was overwhelming them. And Bobby and Patty can remember when we used to have this huge manual that we gave them. It was like this thick and it had all this stuff. Jen, you were around then. It was overwhelming. And so I think the thing we want to remember is that when somebody joins our team, they're joining our mission. Okay, so that's the number one thing, is why are they here? Because they're willing to be a resource for somebody else in addition to themselves. Okay, so if that's their mom, great. If that's their husband, great. If that's themselves, the reason why we want to invite somebody to join our team or our mission is so that they can be a resource for other people. And so we want to make sure that when people are getting started, that they really are kind of up for doing that. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah.
So what I'm not doing is I'm not selling people, hey, you can get a discount. Okay. I don't want to ever hear that word ever, 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 because if somebody only shares with themselves, by the time we have the virtual office fees and things like that, they're not that much further ahead than if they had just been your customer and you took good care of them. Okay. So if they're willing to be a resource to some other people, then it's worth it, because those are people that we can't touch without them. Okay. So you want to be bringing people in for the right reason. If you're here, hopefully you're here because you're willing to, if you hear somebody that isn't feeling well, or they're tired, or they have kids or whatever, if it made sense to you, it's going to make sense to them too, right? I think sometimes we worry about getting started if you're brand new because you're worried about what to say to people. You don't want to feel like a salesperson. Is this all ringing true, right? We don't want to be pushy. Okay, so but if you can think about it as this is something that could change their life, and if you could invite them to take a peek at it or share with them why you're excited about it, it doesn't then become all about you and what everybody thinks about you. It becomes about you thinking about them and being honest with them, like, hey, you know what, I thought of you because. So you've invited them in, they joined your team, they're willing to be a resource for other people. What do we do? Okay, the first thing I like to do is when I am taking the information, the first thing I do is find out what do they want to take from Juice Plus. Do they want to take the trio, or do they want to take the pod? Do they want to add shakes? That's my first question, okay? Because I don't want to put somebody in on my team and then find out later that they don't even want to take Juice Plus. That doesn't really work. Okay, they've got to love Juice Plus as much as we do. And my number one goal for anybody, whether they're on our team or whether they're just a customer of ours, is that they have an awesome product experience first. That's my number one goal, is that they love Juice Plus, they're getting healthy, and they get to experience that, okay? So then I will take, you guys can take notes on this, okay? I'm not doing slides today. Next thing I do is I then say, I fill out the distributor application. So, what's their social, all that stuff, and get that information. Then what I do is when I go into my virtual office, I'm going to put them in as a team member first. And if you wait about 15 to 20 minutes, let it populate through the system, you can actually go into your virtual office, and where it says your name is the distributor, you'll see a little blue look up FIN number right next to that. You can click that and just put in their last name. And if they're in the system, it'll pop up and you can just click it on them and it'll change it to them. Okay. Then I'm going to put their order in under them. So they'll be their first customer. Okay. So the thing I do before I do anything though, is after I've taken their information, I say, look, you know what? I'm so happy that you are willing to be, on our team, and we're excited about that. But I just have one little requirement for you to join, and that's that we, in the next, 2 to 5 days, that we can have a getting started call, because that way we can make sure that you know how to take care of your own orders at a minimum. You'll know how to put people in. We'll get your website set up and all of that. So I'll need about 30 to 45 minutes of your time. When is best for you? And I'm setting up that appointment right there as I'm taking their information. Okay? So are you guys doing that? Are you guys setting up a getting started call right then?
Yes.
Okay, good. So now I am done. Okay, I'm gonna send them an email later. My email just directs them to, I have all the stuff you guys need linked on teamhealthybodiesusa.com under the getting started. And I just say, go here. That'll help them get on our Facebook group, download Voxer, all of everything they need. It'll click right into thefreedomrevolution.com. And I'm going to let them play with that. So I'm not going to bombard them with a bunch of information right now. I just want them excited about getting on Boost Plus, what's to come, and they're going to have a little tiny bit of homework before we talk. And then on the getting started call, the first thing I'm going to do is just go through that list of, did you get your banking set up? Did you get your website? Oh, if not, we'll go in and do that, right? So we do all of that together. So Ellie, you've got one coming up. This is what we're going to be doing with you. Okay, making sure everything's kind of all the little checks, all the boxes are checked. And I always joke that this is the most difficult thing we do. And it really is. It's like the getting ready to get ready is not difficult, but just kind of something we got to get through. And then what we'll do is we talk about with them, who did they think of when they decided to join our team and join our mission? Who did they think of that would benefit from adding more fruits and vegetables to their diet? Okay. And I want them to start thinking about who they love and care for, and we're going to be writing those names down, because what I want to do is right then I want to start thinking about who would be the first person they would share with, and we can start to get a little bit of a plan on how we would approach those people that would be comfortable for them. Okay? So there's lots of things we can do. We can do a call together. We could do a wellness event in our home, a fun happy hour. We could go to coffee. We could do a Zoom. There's all kinds of ways that we can get with those people. And our goal is just to connect them to the information so that they can decide for themselves. Okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is, I'm just in the same little window of time, I'm going to pop them over to, I'm going to have them open up thefreedomrevolution.com. And we're going to click on the compensation plan. And I can share this with you guys if you want. Can you guys see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to go to thefreedomrevolution.com. I'm going to click on the compensation plan. The password is lowercase revolution. And we are going to just go through steps 1, 2, and 3. Okay. I tell them later that they can come back and watch the whole compensation plan video. I don't need to go through the whole thing right now because they're just getting started. There's no reason for people to worry about being a national marketing director on day 1. Okay. But I do want them focused on step 1. I do want them to understand what that is. I also do have them click on this PVC points chart, which gives all of our products what our PVC points are. And at the top, it also explains kind of what their first goal is, second goal, third goal, and fourth goal. Okay. Tells me what the retail sales profit is. And if you can see, like if you look at the fruit, vegetable, and berry blend, you would have 169.50 points. Okay. Quads 247.50. If you look across, when you first get started, you're making $39 on a trio. Our goal is to help you as quickly as possible go to step 4, which is the 22% commission level, so that every time a box of Juice Plus ships out, you're going to then be making $76.29 instead, which is better, right? And it's so not that hard to get to sales coordinator, you guys. So they give us 6 months, and I wish they only gave us a couple, because when I track this, most people are starting the effort like on the last month available to them. So let's just get a good start right in the beginning. So the first goal for them getting started, or for you, Deb, okay, is a 30-day window. Okay, your first 30 days, or it can be any 30-day window really, is that you have 500 PVC points when you have these products that are going out in that 30-day window, and you have an order under you and at least one other household. Then you would get a $100 bonus, and you would then be at the 6% commission level until you got to number 2. So you never have to requalify for that ever again. So you might as well, right? So how many of us all know somebody else that could eat Juice Plus and benefit from that?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So that's pretty simple. So from here, all I'm doing from here is, again, going back to the people that they said and saying, who would we like to start with? And really, especially if they're local, for me, because if they're my personal sponsors, my goal is to have them set up at least 2 little get-togethers in their home, because 1, it's free. 2 is people love to come over and hear about stuff, and I can go over and share with them just a real simple information about what Juice Plus is, and they can just invite people over and I'll do the talking for them. If they're out of town, I set up a Zoom, or we do one-on-one calls, whatever works, okay? So then, this is the end of this call. Now, what I didn't do, I'm gonna now have them go play around in their virtual office. I'm not showing them how to put an order in yet. Why? Because I don't have one to put in yet, okay? So when they're ready to put in an order, we will walk through putting that order in with them. So they're doing it, okay? So there's no reason to worry about a bunch of other stuff until we actually have a reason to do that. And there's plenty of information on the virtual office and Voxer and all of that if somebody's got a question. From here, what I like to do is do a touch base, just short call once a week until they get to sales coordinator, and then we kind of reset sale based on what they need. And that's just kind of like what questions came up, who's next, who do we need to talk to, all of that. So we just kind of, I kind of think about it as, just kind of linking arms and walking side by side with people, and we go at their pace. Okay, so there's no pressure, there's no have-tos, and hopefully by the end of this conversation, they're not feeling overwhelmed. Are you guys feeling overwhelmed by just that little bit? Okay. So that's it. So here's the thing, you guys. Some people are going to join and they're going to think of a gazillion people that need to be helped. And there's going to be some people that, maybe they're a little nervous, or maybe they just have they have circumstances, okay? Or I love that word noise. They've got noise in their life, right? So we want to meet people where they are. It's not about being pushy with them, but it is about at least showing them what they can do with it, and then they can decide what they want to do with it, okay? So really, getting to that 22% is really your customer building phase. After that, you go into the leadership, and they can see that on the other video, and we can go through that with them. So anybody have any questions?
No.
What are you thinking?
Reagan, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, that getting started letter I thought was very helpful, just to make it simple, because I tend to, when I started, I was super overwhelmed. I didn't want to vomit. I thought that was a perfect word, what Erica said, because I did that. And the letter, when you click on when you click on the getting started letter, and then it sends you right to getting started. And that Lauren talks about what, meeting everybody where they are and why you're here. I think it's really simple. And it was like a 4-minute little video. Do you know what I'm talking about, Reagan?
Yeah.
I think that made it simple for me today. And I've watched it many times, because then those 2 little millennials get on and they talk about what they're doing, and they tell you how to make your list. And I think it's that getting started is really helpful to make it simple. So
It is.
I would stress the importance to a new rep when they have a few minutes. I did it when I was doing my elliptical, watched it. So that's just my feedback.
I love that. And you know what? I love the Freedom Revolution just because it's all there. There's as much training as they'd like to go through. Some people are information junkies. That's me. And so I probably would have explored every single page. But then there's other people who are like, okay, that's all I need to do. I got to go do some other things. So it kind of works for everybody. And I think the thing you guys, we have to remember is that this is supposed to be fun and simple, right? So let's keep it like that for people. There's a lot of research and science and all of that, but when it comes down to it, it's really just fruits and vegetables in there, right? Yeah. So, you can get as technical as you want, but I think when we're helping people get started is remembering, why are they willing to share? Like, why are we here? Because gosh, you know what? We have the mission of inspiring healthy living around the world, and there's too many people out there going down the road of not being well. And we have an opportunity to give them something that can change their entire family's life, not just their life, but their entire family's life. So Ellen, do you have anything you want to add?
Nope. Sounds good.
So this was really good. And I think there's a couple of things that I would really emphasize. Sorry, my voice is coming and going. One, the importance of keeping it simple. I would almost equate it to like when your kids are little and they start asking you questions about where babies come from. They do not need to know everything. They might need to know like 1 or 2 basic things, and then they're ready for more information down the road. Okay. So, seriously, right? So keeping it really simple is really important. Secondly, as you're going through this information, you're asking some good open-ended questions. What do you think about this? What do you see this doing for you? What do how much are you willing to put into this? So I'm really looking for getting a temperature on somebody on how involved they're going to get from the get-go. Are they humming and hawing about setting up some events? If they are really resistant about doing some events, I'm going to ask some questions about that. I might do a 3-way call with my upline. If they're just in that place of like, I want to be a casual sharer, I'm going to go, great, set them up for success and move on. My people that want to do events, then I'm going to dig in and spend some time on, let's sit down together and let's work on inviting. Let's talk about who's on your memory jogger and some logical next steps with those people. Who do you really want on your team? So just keeping it really simple, but as you're going through those initial things, you're just really kind of getting the temperature of people and what excites them and so forth. That's really all that I would add, Reagan.
Excellent. So the other thing, you guys, is that your number one goal for anybody joining your team is to connect them to the community. So after you've kind of gotten this done, you'll want to set up just a hello, how are you, welcome call with somebody in your team, whether it's upline side, doesn't matter whoever you think that person would connect with. I love to welcome everybody on our team and just say hello. And the thing we want to remember is that if you plug people into the community and the team supports your growth, right? And their growth. You don't have to be the be all end all to grow a team, okay? You just need to connect people to the community. And whether you like it or not, some people on your team may connect better with other, maybe somebody who's above you or sideline or whatever. And, I think we want to make sure we keep our community in a space where everybody is welcome to do what they want, how they want, and with who they want. And we don't need to be worried about that, right? Like everybody's got each other's back here, which is really great. So, so I think we all have really great resources, and people are different resources for different people. So make sure you're getting people plugged into the team calls and do a connection call with somebody.
I have a question. This is Jill.
Hey, Jill.
Hey, so what do you do when this happens to me, when people are like, okay, well, I'll share once I have my own product experience and story to share?
Yeah.
So common.
Yeah, so common. And you know what I would do, I understand how you feel. I felt like that too. But when I realized it's just fruits and vegetables in there, it'd be like saying, go eat a salad for a month and then see how you feel before you can recommend somebody. So, you know, you just have to bring people back to the fact that this isn't a vitamin that tells me they've had an experience before, that they took something and they felt something. Maybe it was bad, maybe it was good, I don't know. But ask more questions and then just say, look, it's, you know, we know what's going to happen in your body if you take Juice Plus. Okay. This is pretty much my Juice Plus presentation now. Juice Plus is fruits and vegetables in a capsule. It's the most medically researched nutritional product in the world. We actually know what's going to happen in a human body based on 38 gold standard published studies. If you want those results, you'll eat Juice Plus.
Nice.
Okay. And seriously, that's what I had. I got my hair done yesterday, and the gal that was cutting my hair, I started asking her about herself, and she had some things that she really needed to work on in her health. And I just said to her, gosh, you know, if I had something that could help you, would you take a look at it? And she goes, absolutely. And I said, have you heard of Juice Plus? And she said, no. And so that's exactly what I said to her. And she says, how do I get you my credit card?
Sweet.
She put a quad order in today, and I'm going to talk to her about joining our team later. She had to run, but I'm going to definitely do that on actually tomorrow at 1:00. So no, I don't know. We'll see. So,
this is Vicky. I think that if from these calls, I think the takeaway is always for me how you can so easily and naturally break the conversation down into it just being a conversation. And I've really worked hard on trying to do that because it does evolve very differently. So just keep breaking it down for us because it resonates and it's very helpful.
Good. Well, and you get to share some more about that coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm so excited. So you and Mel.
Don't make me nervous.
Awesome. What else? Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Sure.
Can you hear me, Reagan?
I can.
You can? Okay. So I recently signed up a new team member. Her name is Sharon. But I had the same experience as Jill just mentioned, which was, you know, that she wants to take the product and see how she feels before she really shares it with anybody. So, but she signed up. So I know she's excited about it, but she doesn't want to do anything with it right now.
Okay.
And she ordered the quad and the shake.
That's okay.
Really
However,
close to HLP.
my question to you is, did you know who she would want to share with before you signed her up?
No, I don't know. I did not ask that question.
Okay. So that's something like, you know, sometimes when you're talking to people about, I mean, why are they signing up? Are they signing up just to get a better price? Or, you know, are they signing up because I bet, so what I say, I bet you know some other people who also have whatever they have. Okay. Am I right? Maybe it's a mom that's like tearing her hair out because she can't get her kids to eat vegetables. I bet you know a lot of other moms that are tearing their hair out because they can't get enough vegetables into their kids. Am I right? Yeah. Would you be willing to be a resource and hook them up to the information just like you just saw? So now I don't have that problem. Okay. So what she's really saying to you is, I don't know what I just signed up for and I'm scared. And so what we need to do is get a starting call with her and just help her to be more comfortable and show her what, you know, what we do and why, and then she can decide. And you know what, here's the thing, if she's there and she stays there, we're just really grateful that she's getting a great product experience herself. And It is what it is. Okay.
Right.
So there's no pressure, for her to do more than that. But everybody will object. I mean, I did it for a year. I put my heels in the ground for a year. Wouldn't even look at Juice Plus. And when I did sign up, I was never going to share it with anybody. And somebody said, well, let me show you what you could do with it. And that way you can see what you want to do with it. And that's where I caught the vision and went, oh, well, this is kind of a no-brainer. Everybody needs this. So we don't want to just give up on people when the first time that happens. You want to expect that they're going to have some kind of an objection because they're nervous. It's new, right? So we just need to bring them in and help them to feel a little bit more comfortable. Okay, and that's normal. It's okay. Mel, you want to say something?
Do you recommend? Oh.
Yeah, and I would
Would you
say.
recommend it?
Oh, go ahead. Go, Beth.
Sorry, Mel. I just want to say, would you recommend at this point that I, touch base with her and do the follow-up call with either Jill or Jenna or yourself, Reagan, and then, should I ask her to set up a time with me to go through the Voxer and Facebook and all that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we just like to help people get set up so that they can have access to their own orders and all of that. When it's good, I'll take, 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
And then we'll do that with you.
Okay.
Since you haven't done
Thank
it yet. Yeah, we'll walk you through the first couple, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Mel.
Yeah, and I would say, Beth, that's exactly how I started. And I didn't want to share it with anybody. It wasn't really until my family had a product experience that was really, and I got educated and I went to events. So my upline did a really great job. Even though I said I wasn't ready to share, she always invited me to the next event. And eventually I went, and it cast a vision for me for what, could be with my health, and just kind of the next step in that education, which is what I love about this company, is the education that comes along with our product. And that helped to cast vision of me sitting there in that chair thinking, oh my gosh, I do have something that I should be sharing with people. It became a moral responsibility then, and that's why I'm here today. So you never know. Somebody might say, oh, I'm good with just, having my own product and getting it at the best price or whatever that is. And maybe I share with my mom or my sister and don't ever go beyond that. But you never know by inviting somebody to an event what may happen with their vision for what the possibility is for this. And for me, it really wasn't like having this, business that I was going to make a lot of money out or anything like that. It was really like this moral obligation to share what an amazing thing we have. And I wish I would have gone to an event sooner so that I could see that. So I could make an impact. So I think it's, when somebody says that, it's really great to do great customer care and know and actually pull that product story out of them as there and help them cast that vision for what's happening in their health. Because sometimes unless somebody points it out, they don't really know. So does that make sense?
Thank you. Yep.
Right.
She's already experiencing a lot more energy. So she's a nurse that works at night.
Yeah.
So she's already told me that she's been coming home not as tired, which I think is awesome. It's only been 2 weeks.
That's
But
great.
she knows some other nurses that come home tired. How about you?
Hey.
Exactly. It's all about casting that vision. You guys all just said it. It's about casting that vision. Going back to what we were talking about a couple weeks ago, kind of showing people where they are and where they could be with a couple of steps. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We want everybody to have success, but we want to have at the level that they want to. So that part of that is, leading them on and dealing with that. Hey, I understand how you feel, but are you open to hearing a little bit more? So you just don't stop there. Okay. So, okay. All right. With that, I'm going to stop the recording.